Hello students, this is Mrs. Jones again. We are on, I believe it would be the third page of that lesson guide if you printed the lesson guide from before. We are done talking about converting with degrees, minutes, and seconds, and now we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing with degrees, minutes, and seconds. Okay? So to do a few examples together, this one is very easy if you're adding and subtracting. You just simply put the second measurement underneath there and you would subtract the pieces individually. 35 minus 26 is going to be 9, and it's 16. So the answer would be 16 degrees and 9 minutes. Let's do this subtraction. All right. So if we put this underneath here, 32 degrees, 58 minutes, and we go to subtract, you should notice that you can't do this without getting a negative number. So we're going to have to borrow. And borrowing with degrees, minutes, seconds is just slightly different than borrowing otherwise. We're going to come over here and we're going to take one of these degrees and make it 62. You don't just slap a 1 in front of there like you would with regular borrowing, but when you borrow a degree, how many minutes are you actually borrowing? You're borrowing 60 minutes, so you would add 60 to this number. Now you should be able to subtract it. 83 minus 58 is 25. And 62 minus 32 is 30. And there's your answer. So you may end up having to borrow from the degree, but remember, when you borrow a degree, you're actually borrowing 60 minutes. All right? Let's do this adding one. Okay? So the adding one, we're going to line up our pieces. And we have nothing in the second column. And this is adding. So we got 18 seconds there, and if we add 27 and 48, I get 75. Now some of you may already think about, oh, there's something wrong with that, which there is, but let's go ahead and do the next step here. And then we're going to clean it up, or do what I call massaging. This 75 is too big. How many minutes make a degree again? 60 of them make a degree. That's right. So our 18 is going to stay the same. And then we're going to take 60 of those minutes. Sorry, that doesn't look very good. We'll take 60 of those away and form them into another degree. And that is the best answer we could give. Right? So when you add and subtract, when you subtract, you might have to borrow. And there was our example about borrowing. And when you add, you might have to massage your answer at the end, because if you have more than 60 minutes or more than 60 degrees, you're going to have to regroup them. All right? You can try these ones on your own. But I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the multiply and divide. All right, so the multiplication is kind of like the distributive property. You're going to take this 5 and you're going to multiply it by every piece in the degree. So that's 110, 50, this is 65. So do you see how this 65 right here is too big? That's too many seconds to have together. So if we take 60 of those seconds away and make another degree, does that make our answer better? Yes, it does. We want to have all of our, besides the degree, we want to have the minutes and the seconds under 60. Let's do one that's a little bit more complicated, like this one. This is another multiplication. So it's kind of like the distributive property. We're going to take 43 times 8, and I get 344. 23 times 8, 184. Times 8, 224. Oops, I got the wrong thing there. Minutes, seconds. Now, I think you can see there's a lot of massaging to do on this. What I do now, it's not necessarily the best way, but it works. If you take 224 in a calculator and you subtract 60, that's one time. I can subtract 60 again, that's 2 times. I can subtract 60 a third time, and it leaves me with 44 left over. So I've got 44 seconds, and I was able to do it 3 times, so it adds 3 minutes to my answer. That's kind of like our middle step, because now we have to massage those minutes in the middle. So put 187 in a calculator and go minus 60, that's once. Minus 60 again, that's twice. I can do it a third time because I have enough room to do that. So 44 seconds. I'm down to 7 minutes, and I was able to do it 3 times, so that adds 3 degrees to my answer. And then that is our best possible answer. Okay? Alright, let's go. Let's go do a division one. And I want to look at this one on your page. So again, it's still kind of like the distributive property. So we're going to take 105 and divide it by 4. And I get a decimal, and that's okay. We're just going to leave it there for a second. 25 degrees. And if I do 20 minutes divided by 5 is, or divided by 4 is 5, right? Now, we can't have this decimal, so we need to think. If 1 degree is 60 minutes, a half of a degree would be 30 minutes, right? What would be a quarter of a degree? 15 minutes. So if we take that decimal and kind of regroup it, that means that we're going to be adding 15 minutes to here. And there's our best answer. Okay, let me see if there's another one of those. Well, this one's kind of the same. It just has degrees, and if we divide 137 by 2, I get 68.5. 68.5 degrees, but I can't have that decimal, so I have to take half of a degree. A half of a degree is 30 minutes, right? I hope this video helps you understand how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide with degrees, minutes, and seconds, how to borrow when you need to, and also how to regroup things if you need to massage them, as I put it. If you have any questions, please email me at cjones@ictc.edu. You're going to next complete the Google quiz on the next assignment. Make sure you hit submit and turn in the upper right hand corner of the Google assignment. I hope that you have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye.